Give me the three teams that you think have made the most impressive moves, maybe even with limited resources in the first couple of days of free agency.
Hey man, it's a dead heat. I'm not gonna. Do I have to rank them, or can I just name three teams?
No, you can just name. Just
okay,
name.
all right,
Just
so
name.
let's start. Houston Rockets. So Houston Rockets basically took Jalen Green, upgraded him into Kevin Durant. They took Dylan Brooks, upgraded him into Dorian Finney-Smith, and then they also added Clint Capella in there for good measure. And all it cost them really was a first-round pick and 5 seconds. That's tremendous. They've loaded their roster in a way where they can play any style of basketball. They can play up, they can play down, they can play fast, they can play slow, they can play half court, they can play full court, they can shoot threes, they can switch everything if they want. You know, they've got such flexibility and so much options. And obviously, Ime Udoka, you know the quality of coach he is. This team is poised to, you know, I kept thinking about after Game 7, people talking about, oh, the Thunder, they're going to run the table and they've got the next 3 years on lock and all that stuff. And a week later,
ain't nobody scared.
Dude, a week later, we're like, I don't know, bro. Because like Houston's doing its thing. Then the second name I'm going to say, and I'm not ranking it too, because I put it right there with Houston, is the Denver Nuggets. Right, you go out, you get a new front office, John Wallace and Ben Tenzer, and they went out and number one, talk about managing up. The thing that got Michael Malone kicked out, they got done, which is I don't want Michael Porter Jr. on this team. Right now, they paid a pretty penny. That's the difference between them and the Rockets, and maybe that's the separation. They paid a pretty penny because that unprotected 2032, ladies and gentlemen, 7 years is a long time in the NBA. Vinny, you remember what the NBA was like 7 years ago?
I do. 7 years ago, 2018, that was Kevin Durant going into his last year in Golden State. That was Toronto like trying to figure out, hey, we just picked up Kawhi Leonard. Is he any good?
Right.
Like the league moves faster than ever. It moves even faster now than it did then.
Ben Simmons.
So yeah, who knows what the league's going to look like 7 years
Ben Simmons was at a place where we said if he does this for like 6 more years, he's a Hall of Famer. That's how far those 7 years was. Like he's like, he doesn't need to add a jump shot. If he just does this for 6 more years, the resume will say Hall of Famer at the end of it. That's how far we've gone, right? So Zion was starting his freshman year at Duke. Who would have predicted Zion would be a flame out, right? So 7 years is a long time. So say like we'll be fine. It'll be a late first. The hell it will. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what Joker is going to do. Whether he's going to be healthy. Whether he's going to want to go somewhere else. Whether he just
might not even be playing.
He might be retired. Horses. That's it. So to give up an unprotected first, I felt like, man, that's a dangerous game. But if we're just looking at what they did, they took a guy. Even if you tell me Michael Porter Jr. is better than Cameron Johnson, I'll be like, okay. Is he $17 million better? Because that's the game we're playing. We're not playing who's better. We're playing, is he $17 million better? And if he's not, do I have a better use for that $17 million? And so they go out, they get him. They go out, they trade for Valanciunas. They go out and they bring back Bruce Brown on a minimum. They bring in Tim Hardaway Jr. on a minimum. And all of a sudden, this Nuggets team where we said, look, Joker on the floor, they're great. As soon as he steps off, this thing falls apart. Now they got depth. They're not relying on rookies. They're not relying on second-year players. They've got real dudes who can come in right now. All of them have experience, have played well, and that's the name of the game. If you look at Golden State at its height, they had their main dudes, and what did they always have? An old dog. A David West, an Andrew Bogut, someone who had been Leandro Barbosa. Like, I've lived somewhere else. I've done this. I've come here just to win. That's the name of the game, right? So Denver, I would say, I will rank them now. Denver's 2 because of the pick. And then the third, man, Atlanta.
I'm okay. And that's all I was about to say. It's got to be Atlanta, right?
Yeah. Atlanta. Look, to me, Houston and Denver, they have every right to look in the mirror and say, we are an NBA championship caliber club. If we see Oklahoma City, we'll beat their ass. They have every right to feel that way, particularly Denver, because Denver could say, we could have beaten them.
We came close to beating you.
With half a roster and half a hamstring and all that stuff. You give us You give us a full year under David Adelman, not just kind of like picking up the job 2 days before the playoffs start, right? So Atlanta, though, on paper, really good. On paper, I got to see how it works. I thought when Jalen Johnson was healthy, they were really good. And he got hurt, and then they became same old Atlanta, and people kind of just painted the whole season as same old Atlanta. It wasn't that way. They started to have an identity. Him, Dyson Daniels, Okongwu, they really brought a defensive presence, right? Now they've gotten even better. Nickeil Alexander-Walker adds to that. They've added shooting with him and Luke Kennard and Kristaps Porzingis. Yep. And so now this is my thing. This shout out goes to Trae Young. For years, I think he's had a valid excuse. I got to do everything. I have to carry this offense. I can't worry about being efficient. We got to score to win this game. I can't devote energy on the defensive end. I got to carry this whole offense. He's been right. But now you got all the help, bro. You needed shooting, they got you shooting. You needed defense around you, they got you defense around you. So now he's got to adjust. And I wonder if Quinn Snyder's having these conversations with them. Like, you got to adjust. You have to be more judicious with your shot selection, right? I know people are going to point, he led the league in assists. It's very easy if the ball is in your hands.
You can manipulate the game. You can manipulate the game.
You can manipulate the game. Like, I don't care what the assist number is. I care about how he plays, how quick you get off that ball, how quick you make a decision, and the judiciousness of your shot selection. And then now knowing I don't have to reserve every last calorie of energy for offense. I need you more on the defensive end. Again, I don't think you're going to become Gary Payton, but I need you to move your feet. I need you to send people towards the help. I need you to take charges. I need you to be a better team defender, because now all the excuses are out. You have all the help you need. Now it's time you raise up and become the leader that this team needs.